Hi, welcome to the Break Your Habit course. I wanted to make a quick video just to give you a little bit of information on maybe what to expect and really how to get the most out of this program. So that's what this is. First of all, I'm so excited that you're here. I'm really, I just feel so good about this course, my book that's coming out, and from what I've heard from other people so far and just what I've seen with my clients in the past couple years especially, I know that this information that you're going to get, the insights that you're going to get in this course, really can make huge changes for you. I've seen it, they can make huge changes for anyone. And when I talk it up like this, I don't, this isn't about me. This isn't something I didn't have these huge realizations for I'm not the first one in the world to have seen this stuff, and it's not like it's my thing. I saw it because I needed it myself. So I've been exactly where you are. And it's really touched me and changed my life in a lot of ways, and I'm just blessed to be able to share it. So when I talk it up and say how wonderful it is, I'm not talking about myself personally. I'm really just so pleased for you that you've stumbled across this, just like I was pleased for myself that I got to stumble across it. It's really awesome stuff. So as you know, the course is going to consist of 20 videos over the 10 weeks. So you're going to be getting an email every Monday and Wednesday morning just letting you know that a new video has been loaded, and we'll just tell you where to go, and you can go there and check out the video. The videos, I'm trying to keep them right around 15 minutes, so they aren't too long. Some are even shorter than that. Really intentionally. I mean, I could go on for hours, but I don't want this to completely consume your life, and it shouldn't be something that you have to set aside, hours all the time for. So what I really would recommend as you're watching the videos is to really kind of pay attention to them, obviously, but you don't have to kind of watch it really in a hard way. I always think about soft versus hard, so kind of watch them softly. You don't have to take notes. You don't have to hang on every word. And in fact, you're probably going to get more from this if you don't. So kind of watch it as if you're just turning on the morning news to see what's new, or turning on the weather, to see how the day is going to go. And just almost listen to these videos whenever you listen to them in a really kind of soft way, where you're not multitasking and doing other things necessarily, but you're just kind of letting them wash over you and seeing what comes up from them. There's a saying in this stuff that I teach, and they talk about kind of listening beyond the words. And I don't really know what that means. I never knew what that meant exactly, but I think what it means, what I hear in that is kind of just listening for a feeling. So again, we're not hanging on every single word. Sometimes I may say things that you don't conceptually get. You just don't really understand it. That's totally okay. If you can listen beyond my words, kind of just listen softly for what I'm getting at under the surface, what I'm pointing to. Because that's really what this is about. This is not the kind of knowledge that you learned in school. This is not stuff you need to take notes on and study. There are no post-it notes, none of that kind of stuff. Everything in this course is designed for this information to go beyond your intellect, to really kind of like nestle in somewhere much deeper than your mind. Because your mind is where your habit lives. We don't want to, that space is taken. Your mind is where your habit lives. This is going to go in deeper than that. So just kind of keep that in mind as you're listening. Listen beyond the words. If you have questions, feel free to ask them on the Facebook page and everything. But maybe also kind of sit tight with your questions sometimes. So, if we're listening to the words and we're really listening for a conceptual understanding. I know for me, like I might be jotting down questions, and I'd go right to the Facebook page and ask all my questions and wait for an answer. This is a little different, because if you're kind of just trying to get what I'm pointing you toward, I'm pointing you in a direction, and it is a direction where we can all be habit-free, because we already know how to do that. We are habit-free by nature. So if you just kind of listen beyond the words and you look in that direction, have your questions. If you have them, that's fine. But maybe give it a minute, or a day or a couple days, and see if your questions don't kind of answer themselves, because a lot of times they will. So that's just something I wanted to say about the videos. Listen loosely and softly, and just kind of take it all in. And there's really a tendency that I certainly have had in the past to sort of jump into my head a lot, or to jump into our heads and to kind of try to figure out, okay, what's she talking about here? Like, where is this going? What is she building toward? That's just so natural. And if you were a good student of anything, that's probably what you just do, because you're just used to doing it. Again, see if you can not a little bit, or at least notice when you're doing that and kind of back off. Now, again, you're going to probably think, okay, where is this going? And like, where is this leading? And all of that. Just notice yourself doing that and see if you can take each video by itself. Rather than kind of trying to find the progression, just sit with each video and I try to break it down and have really specific concepts. Just kind of sit with those and sit with it for at least the rest of that day, and then a couple days later when you get another video, a few days later when we have a call, then you can kind of start to integrate it more if that's where your mind goes. But see if you can just kind of sit with what's there in the moment. On the calls, so we're going to meet each Thursday on the phone, and I know that some of you can't make all of the calls live, and that's totally fine. I'll be recording every call and sending out the recordings pretty shortly after the call. I really feel like a lot of the learning, if we want to call it that, in this course is going to come from those calls. So if you can't make it live, it's totally fine. But listen to the recordings and really get in the habit of, using those as the space where you're going to be off in your own life, watching the videos, but that's where we're going to come together. And I think that's where people are going to really start to see things more deeply. And even if someone has a habit that's very different than yours and they're getting kind of coached or talked to on the call, just, don't tune out from that, because the reason why this course is good for any kind of habit is because they really are all the same. We're so used to looking at the specifics, like, well, I shop, or I eat, or I go on Facebook too much, or whatever it is, but that's just how it's showing up in the very end. What matters, and especially what matters when we're getting a deeper understanding of a habit and when we're going to just leave it behind, is seeing what's before all of that stuff. We don't really care about I know the manifestation affects your life a lot, it affected my life a lot, but we really want to go way before that, and before that we're all the same. So pay attention, when someone's talking about a totally different habit, and there's a lot to be learned in that. And even if you're totally quiet on the calls or you can't come to any of them live, you're still going to get so much out of listening to other people being coached through and having their questions answered. And then the Facebook forum, I think it's pretty self-explanatory. It is, you'll just get a feel for how it goes once we get into this. It is totally private, so none of your Facebook friends are able to see that you're in it or search it or anything like that. And we'll just use it however it evolves that we're using it, for questions and conversation and whatever comes up. So I'm so excited to get started. Really, really grateful that you're here. Really looking forward to this. And if you have any questions, again, feel free to shoot them to me or put them on the Facebook page when that's up and ready. And otherwise, I just really look forward to having a great 10 weeks with you. Thanks.